A seismic shock hit Sean Combs' trial. Prince's secret recording exposed devastating secrets, dismantling the music mogul's defense. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for this electrifying revelation. On the third day of Sean Combs' federal criminal trial in 2025, the prosecution unveiled a private audio recording by Prince Rogers Nelson, created weeks before his death on April 21, 2016. Authenticated over 4 months by 3 forensic audio experts, the evidence was bulletproof. Prince's voice deliberate in grave detailed troubling activities at Sean Combs' private events in the Hamptons, Miami, and Beverly Hills, aligning with testimonies from 3 prior witnesses. He pinpointed a December 50, 2015 event, naming 2 celebrities who publicly denied attending and described private upstairs rooms with setups matching prosecution exhibits. Prince recounted a confrontation at a Grammy afterparty on February 15, 2016, where he urged Sean Combs to halt these practices. Sean Combs responded with a chilling laugh, saying, "You are Prince, but you are not untouchable," which Prince took as a direct threat. Most damning, Prince revealed payments of $2 million to one individual and $1,300,000 to another to secure their silence, corroborated by financial records shown on day 2. The recording's impact was immediate. Prince's voice, stripped of his stage charisma, carried a raw urgency. He spoke as an insider, exposing a system where young artists were lured with promises of fame but faced pressure in compromising situations. He cited 7 artists he personally saw affected, detailing how they arrived expecting career breakthroughs but became entangled in manipulative schemes. Prince's meticulous records, kept since 2007, included dates, times, and attendees, painting a calculated picture of these events. He made the recording as a safeguard, stating, "I do not know who to trust anymore." The power structure in this industry protects people like him. His closing words, "If anything happens to me, make sure this gets to the right people. This is about protecting those who cannot speak," struck a profound chord, suggesting he feared retaliation. As a deceased witness, Prince's testimony was untouchable. No cross-examination or intimidation could challenge it, making it the prosecution's most potent weapon. Sean Combs' reaction was a spectacle of unraveling. As Prince's voice played, his face turned ashen, his hands trembled visibly, and his confident demeanor shattered. His legal team, led by a renowned attorney charging $1,500 hourly, huddled in a frenzy, whispering strategies to contain the damage. Sean Combs stared ahead, motionless, as Prince described a March 9, 2016 Beverly Hills event, citing an address already documented in evidence. The weight of the accusations overwhelmed him. Unable to restrain himself, he stood abruptly, shouting, "That is a lie! He was not even there! That never happened!" His voice echoed, startling jurors and prompting the judge to bang his gavel, demanding order. The judge fixed Sean Combs with a stern glare, warning, "Control yourself or I will hold you in contempt." 4 security officers, a precaution not seen in prior days, stepped closer to his table, their presence underscoring the tension. His attorney scrambled, one placing a yellow legal pad to shield his shaking hands from jurors. But several jurors exchanged glances, clearly noting his distress. His breathing grew heavy, and by mid-afternoon he appeared physically unwell. Declining the water offered by an assistant, his once assured expression replaced by one of a man cornered. The defense's response was chaotic. They immediately objected, arguing the recording was not properly disclosed in discovery, but the judge ruled it was shared appropriately. Later, they filed an emergency motion to exclude the evidence, claiming it could be manipulated since Prince was deceased. Legal analysts called this a desperate tactic, noting such motions are a last resort when defenses falter. The motion's timing revealed the team's panic as their strategy of portraying Sean Combs as calm and innocent collapsed before the jury. The outburst, coupled with his visible trembling, undermined 2 days of carefully crafted composure, leaving jurors with an image of a man rattled by truth. The prosecution's strategy was a masterpiece of calculation. They deliberately held the recording until day 3, when Sean Combs appeared relaxed to catch him off guard. Analyzing footage from his past legal appearances, they identified a pattern. He maintained control for 48 hours, but grew less guarded as trials progressed. They timed the reveal for his most vulnerable moment, ensuring a dramatic reaction. The team spent 4 months verifying the recording, employing 3 independent forensic experts to confirm its authenticity, anticipating defense challenges. They rehearsed the presentation, practicing pauses at critical moments, such as when Prince named Sean Combs to highlight his distress. Their composed expressions contrasted sharply with the defense's frenzy, amplifying the impact. The case was built methodically. Witnesses established dates and locations, financial records, confirmed payments, and text messages corroborated events, creating a seamless foundation for Prince's testimony. By presenting Prince as a deceased witness, they ensured his words carried unmatched weight, immune to the tactics that might silence a living testifier. Cassie Ventura's testimony on day 4 added relentless pressure. The defense cross-examined her, presenting text messages from 2009 when she was 22 and newly dating Sean Combs. One message read, "I am always ready for events," suggesting she was an eager participant in private events. Another referenced her initiating contact about these gatherings, which the defense argued proved mutual interest, not coercion. They painted her as a willing partner who matched Sean Combs' desires, citing her enthusiasm as evidence of a consensual dynamic. The prosecution countered that these messages reflected her early infatuation with Sean Combs' lavish lifestyle, not ongoing consent. They emphasized the timeline in 2009. Cassie Ventura was young, starstruck, and eager to please a powerful figure, sending texts to curry favor during their honeymoon stage. As the relationship progressed, her autonomy eroded, with the prosecution highlighting her testimony of feeling trapped and unable to fully break away. The prosecution also underscored a jealous dynamic. Cassie Ventura admitted discomfort when Sean Combs spent holidays with Kim Porter, his former partner, who remained a significant presence in his life until her death in 2018. The defense seized on this, arguing the case was about infidelity and love, not control. They pointed to Cassie Ventura's relationships with Michael B. Jordan in 2013 and Kid Cudi in 2011, asserting she was free to leave and not under Sean Combs' dominance. The prosecution rebutted, emphasizing her emotional attachment, supported by her testimony of returning to Sean Combs despite these breaks, driven by a complex mix of love and dependency. They argued her jealousy, particularly over Kim Porter, reflected a real but manipulative relationship, not a balanced one. The defense's focus on her past relationships aimed to portray her as an independent actor, but the prosecution's narrative of emotional entrapment resonated, painting Sean Combs as a controlling figure. A male witness testified to observing Sean Combs act aggressively toward Cassie Ventura on multiple occasions, though the trial's charges do not center on domestic issues. This testimony, while peripheral, added context to their relationship with the prosecution, suggesting a pattern of coercive behavior. Jurors took meticulous notes, their focus evident in their steady gazes and frequent writing. Sean Combs' twin daughters, aged 18, were visibly emotional, with two seen crying as they left the courtroom after day 3, grappling with public scrutiny of their father's personal life. The loss of their mother, Kim Porter, in 2018, compounded their distress, making the trial's intimate revelations particularly painful. Cassie Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, and her brother attended to support her, enduring the challenge of hearing detailed accounts of her past. Alex Fine was observed closely reviewing text messages on a courtroom screen, signaling his deep engagement with the evidence. Prince's recording offered a scathing critique of the music industry's underbelly. He revealed documenting troubling behavior since 2007, maintaining detailed records of dates, times, attendees, and incidents. He described private events as calculated operations where young artists were separated from their teams and pressured into compromising situations. Prince cited 7 artists he personally saw affected, noting they arrived expecting career breakthroughs but found themselves ensnared in manipulative schemes. He detailed a specific setup at Sean Combs' events, where private rooms were used to isolate vulnerable attendees, a pattern corroborated by prosecution exhibits. Prince's decision to record was driven by fear of industry retaliation, as he stated, "I do not know who to trust anymore. The power structure protects people like him." His final words, "If anything happens to me, make sure this gets to the right people." This is about protecting those who cannot speak, suggested he anticipated danger, lending his testimony a haunting weight. The prosecution concluded with, "No further questions, Your Honor," allowing Prince's voice to stand as the day's defining moment. The defense struggled to regain footing. Sean Combs' outburst obliterated their image of a composed, innocent client. Jurors, instructed to disregard emotional reactions, still noticed his shaking hands, heavy breathing, and loosened tie, signs of a man under siege. The prosecution reinforced Prince's claims with text messages from witnesses describing the same events and financial records matching the exact payments he mentioned. Sean Combs' attorneys, typically commanding in high-profile cases, appeared rattled. Their request for a 15-minute recess was denied, with the judge insisting the court will continue with the presentation of evidence. Their frantic huddles, urgent phone calls, and flipping through legal texts as the day ended signaled a team in disarray, unable to counter the prosecution's momentum. Rumors proliferated outside the courtroom. Prince's health-conscious lifestyle — he was a vegan, avoided alcohol and drugs, and exercised regularly — led to speculation that his home had cameras capturing evidence. His death at 57, despite such habits, fueled questions about unreleased recordings in his private vault. A witness recalled attending a private event at Prince's house where Tyrese performed and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher were present, noting Sean Combs' unusual rule barring personal security, unlike other celebrity events hosted by figures like Jamie Foxx. This detail raised questions about his control over attendees, adding to the narrative of calculated environments. Speculation about other celebrities avoiding association with Sean Combs grew, though claims of them hiding were dismissed as exaggeration. Many, including attendees of his famous white parties, simply wished to avoid any link, wary of reputational damage. A rumor falsely tying Justin Bieber to the case was debunked, with no evidence of his involvement, clarifying he was not a victim or participant. The prosecution's preparation was exhaustive. They spent 4 months authenticating the recording, ensuring it could withstand scrutiny. They built a layered case: witnesses verified locations and dates, financial records, confirmed payments, and texts aligned with Prince's details. The Day 3 reveal was timed to reignite media frenzy, as public interest in high-profile trials often fades after opening statements. By dropping this bombshell, they ensured renewed headlines, dominating cable news, social media, and online forums. Legal analysts predicted this moment would define the trial's outcome, with one stating, and Sean Combs went from defending accusations to unraveling under undeniable evidence. Another veteran reporter with decades covering celebrity trials called it the most complete collapse I have ever seen in one day. The prosecution's strategic pause after Prince's warning about industry power structures amplified its impact, leaving jurors and observers grappling with the scope of his allegations. Sean Combs entered Day 3 in a tailored navy suit, nodding to supporters, but Prince's voice shattered his confidence. His legal team's efforts to shield him physically with a legal pad and legally with objections failed. The prosecution's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with subtle glances among team members, revealing their satisfaction. Prince, speaking without fear of retaliation, exposed secrets no living witness could match, shifting the trial's balance decisively. The recording's broader implications loomed large. Prince's meticulous nature suggested more recordings might exist, potentially naming other industry figures. His death, despite a healthy lifestyle, fueled speculation about unreleased evidence, raising questions about who else he documented and what truths remain buried. The trial's fallout extended beyond the courtroom. The music industry faced scrutiny with Prince's recording, exposing a culture of silence enforced by power and money. Young artists, often vulnerable to exploitation, became a focal point as Prince's 7 examples underscored a systemic issue. Media coverage exploded, with analysts dissecting Sean Combs' outburst and Prince's credibility. Social media platforms buzzed with theories, from Prince's cameras to the motives of unnamed celebrities. The prosecution's timing ensured the case dominated public discourse, countering the typical fate of trial coverage after opening days. Sean Combs' empire, built on charisma and influence, teetered as his public image fractured, replaced by the image of a man undone by a voice from the grave. What secrets lie in Prince's vault? Who else did he name? Comment 1 if you believe Sean Combs is guilty, 0 if you believe he is innocent. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest trial updates. Turn on notifications to catch every twist in this gripping case. Of course, this is just a fictional scenario created by fans. Neither the alleged victim nor the subject has responded to the matter. We recommend relying on official sources for accurate information.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, drop a comment below, and please like, share, and subscribe my channel.